Somebody call a doctor because Bad Medicine's back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are getting back to Peaky Blinders. This is season 2, episode 1. I cannot wait. We had that massive cliffhanger at the end of season 1, so who knows if that's going to get answered right away.
Well, we'll find out.
Who knows? They know.
If you were right or we were right. Who knows, but I'm ready, willing, able to find out.
Again, they know.
Yeah, season 1 was absolutely incredible. Blew away the expectations I had, even with everybody's high praise that they gave it. So I'm excited to jump into season 2.
Yeah, I'm just going to follow these guys. Who knows? Let's go!
Business here and join me.
Dear Grace.
Dear Grace.
Before the war, when I had an important decision to make, I used to flip a coin. Perhaps that is what I will do again.
I honestly don't know what happens. Like, either way.
He's going to opt out, I think. Oh. Whoa. We did not even think about that.
No, I did call it. Remember earlier in the season, I said she would take him out.
Oh, but I don't think any of us predicted it in that last episode.
About
shit.
this way.
About this happening, yeah. I think we all thought he would opt out or Tommy would make the save.
Or he would take her out.
Or, yeah, but...
Dude, I'm glad they gave us the answer right away.
Right away, yep.
Not 12 hours earlier.
Oh, 2 years later.
Wow.
Well, let's see what the Shelby boys are up to.
Stroller.
Look at this suspension.
They got some shocks on them.
Oh,
Kablooey.
They're exploding babies.
Oh.
They just wiped out that whole front.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or who'd we lose?
Well, Freddie, maybe. I don't know how.
Why would you just rain?
Because it says Communist Party.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry.
I promised my friend Freddie Thorne.
What?
And I'd say a few words over his grave, but he should pass before me. I made this promise before he became my brother-in-law. And in the end, it wasn't war that took Freddie. Pestilence took him. But Freddie passed on his soul and his spirits to a new generation before he was cruelly taken. I thought now Freddie's gone, he might come back to Birmingham.
Do you know how unfair it is that you've got 4 Bugattis when half the country's starving? Sometimes when I think how I used to be, it makes me embarrassed.
Carl's with his cousins. Caught him trying to pinch flowers off a grave. Are you coming home?
I'm going home.
It's all right, Paul. We make Ada embarrassed.
That's not what I said.
We're planning an expansion. I'm taking premises in London.
Tommy, it's a funeral. Business can wait.
Polly, if Ada was weeping, then I'd stop. But she's not. Expansion means it's going to be dangerous to be a Shelby in London for a while.
Well, I'm not a Shelby anymore. And I'm not a Thorne now either. I'm free. I've got to get Carl home.
I told you.
I'll have some men watch your house till the danger passes.
That'll be the bloody day.
I think you're probably right, Aunt. He's just a common man driving his Ford there.
Nobody saw anything out of the trolls were not in the area. Got any idea who might have done it?
I like that
I'd
this
say
guy
it was something to do with the gas. Just been fitted.
Got him on the take.
This is all over the place. Confetti.
You can go.
Right.
You're dismissed.
Yeah. You have
Amazing how he's on the payroll now like that.
Who did this to us?
Oh, we still have that IRA issue, don't we?
Yep, that's right.
Whiskey.
Irish.
Yeah, there was a bit of a bang. You're a part of town.
No.
Gas and electric don't mix. Who'd have thought they would, eh?
Which one of you is the Peaky Blinder devil?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd be following that little kid. Seems like a setup. I'm sure he's wise too, but...
Whoa, pig.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that he always knows what's going to happen. He's just real quick on his feet.
Scarecrow.
I mean, come on.
I mean,
Love it.
Follow. Did he say who did it?
He's gone to the Black Lion.
On his own.
Tommy does everything on his own.
Should I go there and see him?
No.
Feels a little bit to me like things are getting out of hand.
So get him in hand.
You know what Ada said to me this morning? She said we all look like we work in a factory. She said we look like ghosts.
She'll be back.
Who the fuck will blow up our pub?
6 questions since you walked through that door. Soon you're going to have to start bring the man with the answers. Because when London happens, you'll have to hold up your end, or we'll find somebody else who can.
Pretty direct.
Yeah, that's Aunt Paul for you.
Thomas Shelby.
Blew up my pub.
Tommy has a reputation to uphold. In all the world, violent men are the easiest to deal with.
So tell me, which brand of rebel are you, eh? The king offers you a peace treaty, and you start a war about it. That's funny. A war about peace.
So are you for the treaty or against the treaty? Forgive me, I get confused.
You were one decision away from death, Mr. Shelby.
Your name is Irene O'Donnell. You have a son at the Cherrywood Road School in Harborne. He has arms on his legs. His name is Sean. He comes last in every race.
He researches his enemies. That's why he's been chosen.
Chosen. Could the chosen one smoke?
Chosen by whom?
By an informed consensus.
So perhaps you could tell the chosen one what he has been chosen for.
You shut your mouth and listen to your instructions.
I just don't see how it's going to play out trying to control Tommy.
first I thought the piece wasn't in there.
Oh.
So I was going to be like, oh, they give him that back, but just not.
Yeah.
Are the blades still in the hat?
It's all he allows himself is one little outburst, and then it's back to business.
Mm-hmm.
Found in the area, around the cooperative stables, clear of coppers between midnight and 4 tonight.
Well, whatever it is you're going to do, don't start any fires. The fire will go out and strike at midnight.
That's all. You can go.
An old friend of ours coming back to the city. Very grand these days. He's head of some secret department. The Irish desk.
Did he make it? Did he survive?
No.
No way he
Can't
made
be.
it.
Who else would it be?
Holy shit.
Oh.
The sound of that cane.
Make your peace with God.
A representative of His Majesty the King!
Does someone here have business with the king?
Oh.
In 7.5 minutes, the man in that cell is due to be hanged for murder. The murder of an Irish activist in Whitechapel. Does the case ring any bells, Major Campbell?
I hear no bells.
He's been claiming that the murder was ordered by the British Secret Intelligence Service. He was told if he kept his mouth shut, there will be a last-minute pardon, which has not materialized.
What business is this of mine?
He says the man who hired him was an intelligence service chief of staff. Carries a cane with a wolf head handle, a bullet wound in his right leg.
You have a very clear remit. Part of that remit is to oversee the smooth completion of execution sanctioned by the crown. If you should ever have a desire to discuss this matter with anyone else, I know where you live.
Oh, wow. Just like that.
Now Campbell's an even more of an ass.
Yeah.
Tommy's called a family meeting.
He's just beat the shit out of an apprentice. I had to take half the kid away and book it.
2,000.
Uh,
Come on. Sit down, Finn.
Yeah, Finna's a little older now, huh? Look at them.
Whiskey. Left over from the explosion.
There's a few things we need to get straight between the rest of us. When did we all take a vote on this expansion south?
Oh,
boy.
You have anything to say? You wait for Thomas.
Polly's fucking right.
I see all the books. And in the past year, the Shelby Company Limited has been making £150 a day. Sometimes more. So, What I want to know is why are we changing things? I mean, we've set foot in London, yeah? They've already blown up our fucking pub.
Who said anything about Cockneys?
Who else?
Do you know who did it, do you?
I'm told only family are allowed to speak.
Everyone's allowed to speak. Let's hear what you have to say.
I speak for our household.
This company is a modern enterprise and believes in equal rights for women. And if it has, mate.
Oh, she the one pushing the info.
Yeah, she's the one that's been telling
That's
John.
why
what to
she
say.
gave him the look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not a blood member of this family, but perhaps indeed because I'm not a member, I can see things in a different light. I have kin in Shepherd's Bush and Portobello. It's more like wars between armies down there. And there are foreigners of every description. I've a child, blessed with a Shelby family good looks. I want John to see him grow up. But London is just smoke and trouble, Thomas.
Firstly, the bang and the pub have nothing to do with London. The bang is something I'm dealing with on my own. Secondly, we've nothing to fear from the proposed business expansion so long as we stick together. After the first few weeks, 9/10 of what we do in London will be legal. The other 10th is in good hands. Isn't that right, Arthur?
That's right.
Now, some of you in this room have expressed your reservations. Fair enough. Any of you want no part in the future of this company, walk out the door. Go raise your chickens.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
For those of you with ambition, expansion process begins tomorrow.
Ooh, like that caught on Paul a little bit off.
Yeah.
Whatever happened in that meeting.
Yeah. Well, he is the chosen one.
I mean, yeah, we got that much info, but what was the other details?
Yeah.
I'm company treasurer. You should speak to me first. Who you trust for 200 quid takings? Oh, I changed the combination.
Give me the combination, Polly. Give me the combination. What happened to the pub is Irish business. We're in a situation where for everyone's safety it's best if some things remain undisclosed.
So why tomorrow?
Like you say, tomorrow's Newmarket. All the London bosses will be at the races. We take the opportunity to show our hand. The Italian gangs and the Jewish gangs have been at war in London for 6 months.
It's not our war.
The Jews have been over the worst of it. They need allies.
Yeah, but we don't.
We need a foothold at the southern end of the Grand Union. The Jews control Camden Town.
Your mother said, "This cleverness that'll kill him."
No one gets killed, Polly. We get out tomorrow when it's quiet and we leave our message. If Alfie Solomons and his Camden boys come to us, we'll negotiate the use of a secure bonded warehouse and then our legal activities in London can begin. Now please, open the fucking safe.
Do you know, it was a fine speech you made in there about this company believing in equal rights for women. But when it comes to it, you don't listen to a word we say. She was one woman, Thomas.
Oof. 2 years later,
Yeah.
we're back at him.
Well, maybe it's time he forgot about it.
Forgot about who?
Like you don't know.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I think he was doing fine until she brought it up.
Yeah.
But Aunt Paul is usually on to something, so she knows.
No, you and the boys go and get yourselves killed.
Well, Tommy doesn't have a choice, I think, with the Irish pushing him. He just doesn't want the family to know.
Is that the one that John was
Are
going
you
to
going to
marry?
London now?
Something I have to do first.
Have you come back before you go?
Isn't that?
The one that John was going to marry from the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. I think so. The one that he did the test with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish just once you wouldn't pay me, as if we were ordinary people.
The mist.
What's out there? Probably not giant flying mosquitoes and pterodactyls.
What kind of meeting we got going on here?
It's like some sort of psychic meeting?
Yeah.
Hands on the table. Tonight we have 2 new pilgrims joining us, so let's welcome them. Who is it that you were seeking to reach?
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
My husband. He was taken 6 months ago by the influenza. I tried to reach him through Mrs. Breach at Sparkhill, but she kept getting his middle name wrong.
Don't talk about Mrs. Breach in this house. She's an unsanctified charlatan.
Who do you seek?
I'm not even sure she's dead, so I came here to find out.
Oh, Grace has been gone that long. Totally vanished.
See, my son and my daughter were taken from me when they were very
Your
small.
son and daughter.
Oh.
Lately, I've had a feeling. Can't put it into words. And I keep having a dream. I see a pretty girl, about 18 years old. She's standing across the street and she tells me she's passed. Now, my daughter would have been 18 this year. And this girl has dark eyes, like mine. And she tells me she wants to talk to me because I'm her mother. But if she does want to say goodbye, I thought this would be the place.
It's crazy that with all Tommy's hookups, he couldn't, do some research and find the kids.
That whole monologue was one shot.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Carrie este numeletal.
My maiden name is Shelby. Perhaps you could do me first.
Wow, did she crush that?
Yeah.
Jesus,
God.
that
was awesome.
Uh-oh. She was told.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I think she was told she was passed on.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Boy, everybody's showing moments where they break in this episode so far.
I mean, this whole episode is just left with mysteries. Freddie, what was that full conversation with Tommy?
Yep.
And obviously, we can make bold predictions there of what the outcome
answer was
for Aunt Paul,
Yeah.
but
we don't know for sure.
Well, we
I mean,
don't
I'm just
know
saying-
for sure,
right.
but yeah, well, what she was told, yeah.
I'm saying there's, what if she left or gone or,
he's done so.
You come to Eamon Duggan.
Yep.
Oh,
there's
jeez.
that answer. Well, that's what the chosen one does. He does hits now.
John!
Arthur grumbles. Oof.
I got it from the doctor. Keeps me nice and calm. Same thing they gave us in the trenches. Stop us fucking wanking. Ollie said it's good for me temper. It slows me down. Arthur, there are some things Ollie doesn't understand. I need you fast.
No, she's against this, Tom. She's got opinions.
It's just hanging off the side. Oh, just put this.
I will just finish this off quick.
One for the road.
Is that?
You're against us the same as me, aren't you?
Look out for anyone putting big money on Divine Star at the 3:30 at Newmarket. Anything over £1. Tell me.
I don't wish to pry into your business. That woman is a trickster. Her sister was in the washhouse early, boasting there'd been a Shelby at the table.
What woman?
You went to see Mrs. Price in the patch last night. I'm sorry.
So what you know?
I know they pushed the glass. The man is a cousin. He pushes the glass. It's a trick. They tell you what you already believe. Just thought you should know.
Did they tell you why I went there? You tell a soul in this family, and I swear I will cut you.
Jeez.
I don't need a knife to stop me telling secrets, giving him confidence.
Leaning right into it.
Yep.
I like how they explained it, though, after the war, as they did it for the widows, to make a shitload of money.
I think I want to live in a country one day. And keep chickens. It's Irish business. For the best of our deals are on my own. Once we bury him, then the holiday begins.
All right.
London.
Party time. Let's hope the Shelbys aren't in over their heads.
Oh, hey, look, they're swing dancing.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't want to get any of that are there.
Space Mountain.
I recognise a few of these lads. For me, he's cousin over there.
Gentlemen, there's been a mistake. I'm afraid you're going to have to leave. Some of the men here recognise you from the race tracks in the north. They say you have no business coming south of the line without prior agreement.
What line would that be, my friend?
They say this is provocation.
We're on holiday.
You're breaking the rules.
Oh, boy.
They say you are the Peaky Blinders.
Oh,
here we go.
Holiday, huh?
Oh.
Oh, the hats. The hats.
Oh, there we go. You ask and you shall receive, Diamond Dave.
Got his mouth. Just grabbing anybody he can.
Oh!
Get out. Didn't use that. Didn't think so. We came here not to make enemies. We came here to make new friends. Those of you who are last will soon be first. And those of you who are downtrodden will rise up. You know where to find us.
I think I've lost the truth. I'll have none left of this right. How are you? Should I ask you a fucking one? I'll give over more talk of chickens, you hear me? The chickens. 50 quid in me pocket. Let's paint the town, eh?
Doing his painting.
Good lord.
Your secretary was not at the desk.
No, because she takes lunch like normal people. She does this for a living.
I'm more than happy to come back later.
What business is so urgent it trumps lunch?
Our man in Birmingham has passed his first test with flying colours.
I'm horrible at faces.
I need your authority preparing the new man for the bigger task.
You have a history with this man. Why did you choose him?
To apply pressure on a man for this type of work, you have to know his weaknesses, and I know this man's weaknesses.
After mission accomplished, do we trust him to keep his mouth shut?
Absolutely not, sir. He will be consigned to history in exactly the same way as his predecessor.
You mean at the end of a rope?
Well, the end of the rope has been this man's destiny since the night he was born.
Ooh. Oh,
Still thinks he can make it work with Tommy?
Oh, we got 5 more seasons that say that probably won't happen anytime soon. So,
yeah.
Well, dude, didn't.
Well, we have 5 episodes yet after this one for this season.
Shut your eyes, Lizzie.
It is Lizzie.
Oh, it is.
Come with me. Now, shut your eyes. I'm going to sit down here. Type this.
Why?
If we... Put your cigarette out.
Almost put it out on him.
It's a question. Where's the question mark? Put in the question mark. Wanted. Secretary for expanding business.
Slow down.
Must be able to take dictation and touch type.
He's giving her the job.
Yep.
£8 and 4 shillings a month. Must be able to start immediately. Things are starting to happen, Lizzie. I need someone who can look the other way sometimes.
Wonder how this is going to go over with John.
I don't think John cares.
Wow.
And you can stop the other work too, Lizzie.
Giving her a note.
The upstairs office. Don't be late.
Oh, Aunt Paul.
Ooh. Looks like she hasn't slept.
Arthur told me how you left your message. When I asked him where his medicine was, he said you poured it away.
All I poured away was opium and bromide.
Every boss has to have a mad dog at his side. But Thomas Shelby uses his own brother.
Stop fucking farting me.
Somebody has to. There's no name on it, but it comes from Camden Town. I was going to burn it. Should have. Now you're at war with Sabini.
Look at that shot.
Are you coming for a drink?
No, the woman upstairs is looking after Carl.
This eerie music.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Ada Shelby.
No.
Oh, my God.
Your brother broke the rules.
I don't have a fucking brother.
Let's go for a drive.
No.
Get up.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Oh,
my
he's
God.
Getting worked.
Tommy Shelby.
Sabini.
Don't say my name. Take my name out of his mouth.
On.
Oh.
What?
Oh. Oh, he's taking his teeth out. A whole tooth.
This just got dark as shit.
I even know what's in your fucking mouth. Look at me. You can just come down, pick a side. Now your life is over. My face is the last thing you'll ever see on Earth. Finish him off.
Who'd have thought they'd save him?
Oh.
I suppose we should.
And now
see if
Campbell's
the
going to use
bastard's
him.
Still alive.
Oh.
Dude, what about Ada?
I was hoping she'd have something in her purse and handle business. But well, I guess we'll see.
Holy shit,
I'm
that
wondering-
lasts, what, 6 minutes?
Yeah, that was a hell of
I'm
an
wondering if
opener.
that guy that offered it to have a drink, if he maybe comes down and maybe makes a save. Because like she said, no, I gotta get it.
Yeah,
Because
but even so, he's just a regular guy.
yeah,
These are
well,
pros.
we don't know. Maybe he's something more, but I mean
Yeah.
that's all I'm banking on, you know.
Yeah, that was a hell of an episode, and I think if we've learned anything, it's kind of what I suspected from the first season, is that Tommy isn't some late season Walter White from Breaking Bad where he's a complete criminal mastermind and has everybody figured out. Look, a lot of stuff fell into Tommy's lap. He was able to think on his feet, but he also got really lucky in the first season. And for 2 years, things were going really good in London. They were making what do you say, 150 pounds a day?
Yeah.
They were making. So
sometimes more.
Things are going well. You start becoming a big fish in a small pond, and you start to think, maybe you can expand. You think you know what's going on, and going into London, they had no idea what they were in for and what they were going to stir up. It's curious that the Irish made him do a hit, which seemed almost beneath, what Tommy would normally do. I mean, the guy that he took out was just, a blacksmith. But I guess we'll see where that ends up going later. I mean, who knows if it was some kind of test or something. But the Irish have plans for him. Now, Campbell apparently has plans for Tommy. So, just what is Campbell's plan? How does he going to use Tommy to get what he wants? He said he knows his weakness. Already, Tommy's in a weak spot here. He's with the trouble he's in with Sabini, I think his name was. So it's going to get real interesting, and I just wonder if, look, Aunt Paul was right. John's wife was pretty much right with what she said, how things were going in London, and it was way more than our boys were ready for, and I'm here for it to see how the rest of this season shakes out. I want to give a huge shout out to Aunt Paul for that monologue she had.
That was amazing.
Because that was incredible. That was a huge part of the episode, and the one continuous shot. I liked how John's wife is it Enid, her name?
Esme.
Or Esme. I was fucking dead getting mixed up. Esme. I like how she kind of stood up to her a little bit, and the little touches they do in this show, like when she had the knife to her neck. She kind of went down into it and almost gave her a little thing forward, and Aunt Paul flinched a little bit there. So that was interesting. I really like where her character is going to go, because I definitely think there's more to, her than just being in the background as John's wife. That's the furthest thing from what I think is going to happen with her character. But look, the fight scene in London was cool, but it definitely cost our boys pretty big. But we saw, the razors and the punching come into play. Arthur's been itching for a fight this whole episode, and he finally got it. So I look, it just keeps the standard. It keeps the bar pretty high, and it's going to be a fun season.
Yeah, I mean, so it was 2 years later after the conclusion of season 1. So yeah, you had Arthur, who had his situation with his father just eating away at him for 2 years. So of course he's back in the gym, going hard on getting ready.
2,000 jumps, I think he said.
He did 2,000 jumps. The coach or whatever there said they had to carry a guy out in 2 buckets because he just went to town on him. So yeah, and I see why Aunt Paul was like, you got to take this medicine to calm me down, because you never know what he's gonna do. And so I thought that was also very powerful that she's like, yes, every strong man needs that mad dog by his side. Only you, it's your flippin' brother. And so it's accurate. And then, but what really pains me in this episode was the loss of Freddie.
Yeah.
And we didn't even see it or hear of it. It just opened up at his, grave.
Yeah, Tommy said something, but I didn't know the word that he used. I don't know what that means. He used some word about Freddie, but I didn't know what it was, and I guess you guys must not have known either.
Yeah, and so that was really interesting that they did that they took Eddie.
Pestilence.
Pestilence or pestilence.
Maybe that's an illness or something. I don't know.
I don't know. So I mean, so now that leaves Ada or something like she for her too. She's gonna be strong and be like, no, I'm not a Shelby, and she's not. I forget Freddie's last name, but she's not that either. So like a Thorn, yeah. So she's just Ada. So like that's really. I mean, even when she got took at the end, she's like, I don't have a brother, because she wants nothing to do with the Shelby family. And, now we're hopefully someone makes the same save for her. Otherwise, you got Thomas getting involved in that as well. And so now he's, like you said, he's outgrown his pond. And so he wants to go to the bigger places. Like, why?
Yeah,
why?
He's not as good as he thinks he is.
Yeah. I mean, you're good for you have your little... your little corner, and you're doing really well. Someone did the math right there. $84,000 a month they're making.
Yeah,
I saw two. Somebody had said they did the conversion. It was $6,000 a day, and somebody else said it was like $3,000 a day. So
maybe it depends on the year.
Very
well, whatever.
If it was 2020 or 2024, yeah,
but
either way,
it was way more than enough money that they split it up. That John and Esme could easily go get that farm and raise chickens and be fine for the rest of their days. But you just always want more, and that's where it's going to lead into more and more trouble. Because like, as you saw that guy didn't. What was his name at the end there that had him? He didn't even get
Sabini or whatever.
Yeah, Sabini. Yeah, he didn't even have his hands didn't even get dirty. They didn't even get close to touching him. He had like 8 men surrounding Thomas Shelby, I was worried he was going to lose his tongue. Instead, he pulled out that tooth.
I thought he was going to cut his cheeks.
Yep,
like Tommy Flanagan has.
I thought he
like his dad in here,
or maybe do the old Joker.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
So a really strong episode to start the second season, and I'm all for it because this show has been amazing. So now you get to see Tommy as a pawn. Let's see how he hopefully manipulates Campbell back.
Yeah, this was a wild episode. I mean, we know they're making enemies as they move forward. I just didn't expect him to get it as bad as he got it at the end. As far as the knife and the mouth stuff, that was wild. Like, it's almost less disturbing that they pulled a tooth out than he just put his knife in his mouth and started carving it out.
Digging around.
I thought we were going to get a Joker slice too, but then you have to have his face disfigured for the remainder of the series. That was crazy. Didn't see the elephant in the room. Campbell gets hit in the leg, and that was pretty crazy. I mean, when we heard the gunfire, we had all sorts of speculation as to what happened, and seems that Grace walked away, and Campbell limped away, but he's still here. He seems like he's gotten a lot darker. Everything that went down with Peaky Blinders, Thomas, more specifically, and Grace has jaded him quite significantly. And for the guy who came in the beginning of season 1 and said he was the upright guy who's going to uphold the law and we're going to be on the straight and narrow, he seems like he's gone real sketch.
Yeah, he's cutting his the people that he's got doing work for him. He's just letting them hang, even though he promised he'd get him out.
Yeah, so this was a great episode. Looked at business, a lot to it, and I think that's always kind of one of the the benchmarks of great writing is when you can have multiple things going on, and it doesn't feel busy. It doesn't feel like it's hard to follow along. So them trying to expand their business into a bigger market. Look, like that's, I mean, at a real high level, that's being a small business owner, right? Like, do you try to expand your small business to a bigger level and have to deal with different levels of competition and swimming with the sharks, or do you just kind of stay with where you're comfortable? And of course, in most business expansions, you're hoping not to get knives stuffed in your mouth or people kidnapping your sister. But yeah, this was wild. Again, incredible acting by everybody, especially Aunt Paul, both in talking to John's wife and at the medium. A little bit of desperation in her, you can see, trying to find out what happened to her children, which you don't even have to be a parent to kind of, put yourself in that situation. Like, imagine your kids being taken away and just never knowing what happened, and in a time when, it wasn't like it was the Middle Ages, but they still had more health problems and less, cures than we had today for a lot of stuff. So, today you would still wonder, but yeah, she's in a time where she's wondering if they would have, passed from something else, pestilence, like, Freddie. But I wasn't expecting, I guess, there to be this much. There's been a lot of violence, I suppose, a lot of fights, but yeah, this one was wild. But I think we're in for a great season.
Yeah, Helen, again, rest easy. Crushed it in this one as well. So I echo you guys with
we shouldn't even be surprised anymore.
Yeah, we shouldn't be surprised. I mean, she's just this was like well crafted for her. The one thing that's gonna bug me is that we didn't get one scene with Freddie. Because it did leave me a little confused, but now that we went back in that one word,
pestilence or whatever,
disease, so that makes sense. But man, what folks, enlighten us? What happened a little bit there? Was it some
contract talks? Maybe
I got to assume it was money for it, but maybe I'm just way off and just thinking the worst thing, and maybe it was just, hey, his character ran his course. But I feel like Freddie was a pretty big staple for season 1 to immediately open with season 2 of We're at His Funeral. Bye-bye.
Yeah, with all the close calls that Freddie had.
Help us out in the comments.
Yeah, help us out.
It could have been a situation where, Freddie, his character, he played such a strong character in season 1. Maybe he got other opportunities for acting. Sometimes when there's an interesting write-off of a character, it has a lot to do with, hey, they got some pretty big opportunities after showcasing their skills and couldn't turn down something else. Obviously, Peaky Blinders was huge, but who knows? But yes, seems like a very abrupt write-off, or maybe after the first season he felt he was a main character, wanted a bunch more money, and he couldn't come to an agreement.
Because it just seems odd to write off his character after all the close calls that he had. I mean, you could have had him go out in that gun battle or a bunch of different ways. So, but anyhow, we speculate.
Yeah, just interesting. Yeah. Can't wait to see your comments on that. With that last 6 minutes was dark, and I'm here for it. If you're new here, I'm one of the guys or one of the folks that would be like, give me the darkness because, man, I get invested into it. I mean, it depends on what it is. But this right here definitely invested a little bit more. I know some folks may or may not like what has happened there, or maybe even not like the show. But if you're watching this, I'm assuming you love the show. With the other stories that are going on, I mean, we saw Arthur. I mean, we got quite the journey in season 1 for him. So now seeing, like a quick training, kind of get a little bit better understanding where his mindset is at, with Aunt Paul trying to help him out and keep him a little bit more in the middle, not so much super aggressive or, I mean, Tommy taking that, I mean, she's not wrong. Like, I 100% see where Aunt Paul is coming from, because it's like you're using your brother for what you need him to be and / do, when I'm just trying to make him be okay, so I mean, I get on I like the family dynamic of it's still dysfunctional a little bit, where it's coming off Tommy's using Arthur a little bit there when you listen to Aunt Paul's side, but then when you see him take the bottle and just it does come off.
Every really toolbox needs a hammer, Dave.
Well, it's just an interesting family dynamic. Again, I've said it in a couple episodes ago, and I'm not going to spoil the answer with Sons of Anarchy here. I mean, there's really no good guys. It's just we're with the Peaky Blinders on this journey right now, right? So seeing some of this stuff, it's like, man, it's crazy. Especially, this is the first time we've seen Tommy in 6 episodes, right? We're only 6 episodes in that we got Tommy that worked over. I mean, he's had some close calls, like you said, but seeing him get worked like that was interesting. And then seeing Campbell standing tall over him, like, you can only imagine what the next episode is going to do. And then folks, I really want to know how you felt, assuming if you were watching it weekly and you had that time wondering, man, did Grace die? Did Campbell die? How did you feel knowing that it was a shot to the leg and you waited all that time? Because I do know, like, with fans with The Walking Dead, with Negan in 6x16, who got the bat, and then when it faded to black, everyone, the internet was...
Speculated?
No, I mean, the internet was pissed.
They were pissed.
Well, not just the internet. Everyone was pissed that that's how they left, because we knew it's going to be a good 4 to 6 months before we even get the episode. So I'm real curious to see what your thoughts were on the ending/open here for that, because I thought he was done. I wasn't looking at his body. I was just, oh, he's done. But now going back and saw what we saw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that's interesting is Tommy got himself into this, and he's not telling everybody how serious it is. They don't know about the Irish. He's not being honest about that. He said, 9/10 of this is going to be legal, and it won't be a problem. The 1/10 is handled. It's pretty friggin' far from handled, if you ask me. And he's, like I said, he's not as smart as he thinks he is yet, and he's pushing things out there, saying everything's going to be fine, and it's not.
I think he is smart. I think he maybe underestimated certain situations, though. So I won't say he's not smart, because he clearly is. But
when I say he's not as smart as I think he is, what I'm saying is that he's not some Walter White level guy who sees everything in 4D and knows everybody's move before they do it. He's very good at
season 1. You said he's playing 14D chess, but now you're saying he's a dummy. So
no, I'm not saying he's a dummy. What I'm saying is this episode clearly shows that in the first season, yes, he was able to adapt and be more creative and get his way out of situations, where in this one, he thought he was going to go into London and swing his hammer around like he was the big man, and he got put in his place big time. So he's able to adapt and think on his feet and move within situations that happen to him, but he doesn't know every play on the field.
No, well, I wouldn't call him stupid. I would say he underestimated.
I never said he was stupid.
But
I never said that, Dave.
You need.
Putting words in my mouth. I never said
he's not smart. So what's the opposite of smart?
He's not as smart as he thinks he is. He is smart, but he doesn't know all the plays going on in the field right now.
Well, in the first season, though, too, he got thrown into situations maybe not as bad
like
as
the
this,
whole
but
thing
he
with
was
the
able.
guns.
But he was still
it was
able
dumb
to.
luck that they got the guns. The guys were drunk and took the wrong thing. He was
but then
able
as
to
soon as
adapt.
as soon as the guns were taken, he figured out a whole new plan, a whole new way to go about it.
But he was also
so
very
I think
lucky.
he's going to be able to do that.
A lot of luck
going
played
forward.
into that first season too.
Well, and of course, luck here too with Campbell.
Right.
Showing up at the...
Exactly.
Otherwise, he was going to eat
Well, and he was told before that by the sergeant, too.
Which I absolutely like, by the way. I don't know if I made that clear, but I do like that he's not just some mastermind who knows everything, because that would make for a boring show, right? So this way we get to see a guy learn and adapt,
So,
and I'm
so
sure
then
he
we
will
can
become the mastermind.
So we can keep yelling at the screen going, oh, he figured out Maggie now. Or Grace
he's
now.
gotta figure it out
He's
now.
figured it out now. No, he didn't. He didn't figure it out until the 6th episode. So,
Exactly.
Oh, and I biffed it, by the way, with the whole saying that Campbell was working as the Irish or whatever. Totally biffed that. I got two separate things there, and I combined it. So that's
he's working for Churchill.
'Cause I know for sure there's someone, you idiot, Dave.
Well, we accept it here. So
I accept.
But this was a great way to start season 2 of Peaky Blinders. Oh, we're here for it. So for Diamond Dave, Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.